Silence doesn't feel uncomfortable by accident. It feels uncomfortable because you trained yourself to escape it. And now, your mind can't survive its own presence. You don't fear silence. You fear what shows up when everything else disappears, because the moment it gets quiet, you're left alone with a version of yourself you've been running from. And the weird part is, you didn't always feel like this. There was a time silence felt normal, even peaceful. But now, the second everything goes quiet, you reach for noise. Music, scrolling, anything that fills the gap instantly. Why does your brain react like silence is a threat? Why does stillness feel heavier than noise? It's because your mind got used to being distracted. So now it doesn't know what to do when nothing is pulling it away. Silence used to be space to think. Now it feels like space to overthink. And overthinking is where things get dangerous, because your brain doesn't filter truth and fear properly. It starts pulling old memories you thought were gone. Things you avoided suddenly become loud again. That's when people realize something's scary. They don't actually like being alone with themselves. But here's the twist. It's not silence that changed, it's you. Your brain adapted to constant stimulation. So calm now feels like something is missing. Think about it. When was the last time you sat in complete silence? No phone, no noise, no escape. Most people can't even last 10 seconds because their mind starts screaming for distraction. And the scariest part, you don't even notice it happening. You think you're choosing your phone, but sometimes your discomfort is choosing it for you. Silence forces reflection, and reflection isn't always comfortable, because in silence, there's no distraction from your reality, only truth. And truth can feel like pressure, especially when you have been avoiding it for years. So you escape again and again. But here's what nobody tells you. The more you escape silence, the louder it becomes, because your mind is not your enemy. It's just understimulated and overloaded at the same time, and that creates internal noise, even when the world is quiet. Ever notice how silence feels too loud? That's not silence. That's your thoughts returning. Ever notice how silence feels too loud? Your thoughts don't always feel silence. They feel raw. That's your thoughts returning. But avoiding them doesn't remove them. It just delays them. And eventually, silence finds you again. Always. The question is, will you face it this time? Or run again? Because silence isn't the enemy. Avoidance is. And the moment you stop running, something shifts. Not outside, inside. Silence stops feeling like danger and starts feeling like space again, not empty, but open. And in that space, you start hearing yourself clearly, for the first time. Not the fear, not the noise, just you, without everything else. And that's when silence stops being uncomfortable and starts becoming powerful, because you finally stopped running from it and started listening. Most people never reach this point. They stay distracted their whole life. But you're not most people anymore, not if you made it this far. Because awareness changes everything, even silence. And when silence stops scaring you, you stop running from yourself. That's where real change begins.